Well, hey, y'all. I made it. Oh, Lordy, guys. Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. It has been one of them weeks, people. You will not believe what all has been going on. I'm going to give y'all a few minutes. See if we can get anybody to pop in because it's been one of them days. Oh, Lordy. Been out running around, just got in. Got little critters, all the critters fed and captured back up. So we'll see if anybody comes in here in just a second. Hey, Jovita, I hope this time is good for you. And hey, Tamara, I'm assuming. How are you? Good to see y'all. It's been one of those weeks, guys. We have been working around here. I went and done a thing, y'all. One of them things that I shouldn't have done. I went to the sale, took my boy sheep, my rams over there, because I had to get rid of them. It's breeding season, and they just wearing the girls to death. So anyway, sold those and ended up getting some rabbits. Thought I was buying girls. I think I have one girl, and all the rest of them are boys. You know, they don't have the label on there, and the guy just tells you, well, you know, you got to go by what he says. And two of the cages said they were definitely does. Well, they're not acting like they're does. Let's put it that way. Hey, Jerry or Susan. Glad to have y'all. Yeah. So then I done another stupid thing, guys. Bought some. Oh, I got some Bob White quail. I got some eggs. Got them in the incubator going. I got 11. Casper stepped on one and broke it in the carton. You know, just my luck. That's just the way it goes, guys. Oh, let's see. Hey, Des, how are you, hon? Good to see you. Yeah, I didn't get in yours. I didn't get in Peter's this week. I am so sorry, guys. I didn't even think about yours, Des, until it was really late. And then when I looked, I couldn't find you. And then I heard on Jerry's that you were doing a 6-hour live. So I don't know why I didn't find it because I looked. And Peter's, I got in on his at the very end. To get back to what else I got, I went like a dummy and bought 2 pigs. I got 2 Cooney pigs, a girl and a boy. Well, the little boy escaped. So I said, well, if I let the older one, the girl, out, then they'll get up together. Well, that worked real good because they ended up down at the apartments, way down the road, guys. Quarter of a mile or over a half a mile away, almost half a mile away. So the people that run the apartments came up and says, they got to belong to the people up there that have the little farm. So they came up and said, do y'all have any pigs missing? Or first they said, do y'all have any pigs? And I says, yeah. She says, we got 2. Are they missing? I said, not that I know of. And I got to look and I didn't hear the little thing. So I said, they may be. Sure enough, we found them. But by the time we got down there and I walked through grass taller than my body up to my shoulders and weeds and briars and everything else with feed, shaking it, going, here, piggy piggy, for 30 minutes and made it back to my property. Those little suckers had made it all the way because the construction guys over at the apartments tried to catch the little pigs. Well, they scared them to death. So they ran all the way home, guys. They know where they're supposed to be. I'm just the idiot that's out there prancing around in all that grass. I said, I probably got 14 million ticks on me, but took a shower and I didn't find a single one. But you know how that is. They're probably somewhere on me and I just missed them. Yeah, we got them little tiny seed ticks this time of year. And those the little girl she's bigger. She's brown. I didn't get pictures, guys. She's brown and cute as she can be. The little boy is black and white. He's got off and on little spots of white on him. And he's a good bit smaller because they're from 2 different litters. The the lady that I got them from over there at the sale said that they were pets at her house. And so I thought that was kind of funny. They walked around, following her around. Well, when Joey got back here to the house from dropping me off at the apartment with my bucket of food, hey, there's Demoose. How are you? Let's see. So by the time he got back up here at the house, the little piglets was waiting in the yard for him, like, oh, here we are, Dad. And then on top of that, y'all, we got the little piggies up, and I finally enticed them with the bucket of food once I got back here. So I told Joey, go back in the back and pick me up. Well, he made it to the back before I got through all the weeds and stuff. And he had done come back to the house, found the pigs, and then he come back looking for me, and I was about halfway back to the house from the back of my property, it's 40 acres, walking through all that high grass and weeds and stuff on the apartment property there. It's always something. But as I was on my way, let's see. Hey, Demoose. Kevin, is that right? Keith, let me see. Let me see. Glenn, right? I'll get it right in a minute. I think it's Glenn. Yeah. Okay, dang, guys, you know how it is. Kevin is, I know who Kevin was. My brain's just fried today, guys. But anyway, I'm on my way to the sale. I'm in the middle of nowhere in Nowhere, Alabama. I mean, there is not a house for miles. I seen this shadow on the road. It was a paved road, gosh, but it's a real narrow little paved road, that hadn't been paved in 100 years. Well, I thought it was a shadow. And as I got closer, I said, well, dang, that must be a pine cone, because I could see that it was up off the pavement. So I started slowing down and looking, and then it went wiggling. And I said, oh, my God, it must be a rat or something. So I stopped, and put my flashers on and got out and looked, and it was a baby kitten. This thing had just got its eyes open. I looked everywhere for a mama cat. No houses around, no nothing. I guess somebody throwed some out, or maybe the mama cat was transporting them from one place to another and dropped that or something. But I couldn't find a mama cat. Couldn't find any more litters. Couldn't find any little litter mates for it. So you know me, I've got to have 5 million animals, around me all the time. I get along with animals more than I do people. So I drug the little thing in the truck with me, holding it, and its little toenails is scratching, and it's screaming to high heaven. I ain't got anything to feed the thing. So I went on and made it over to the goat sale. When I got there, I boiled some water, because I hadn't had my hot water heater on in the camper. I took the camper because it's so far away. It's 90-something miles from my house. And so I took the camper because I knew I was getting there a good bit early. Plus, I was going to spend the night, because I don't like to drive real late at night, especially over there, because them people tend to ride up and down the dirt roads drunk over there. Shoot guns, and they just have a good old time over there. Not saying that's wrong. Been there and done that myself back in the day, but anyway, I just didn't want it to be riding up and down the road that time of night and can't see good anyway, and then all that's going on. So I just said, well, I'll just sleep at the goat sale, or it's small animal sale, but I call it the Clay County Goat Sale. It used to be the name of the place. Well, anyway, so here I am with a cat that's a little kitten that's screaming its head off, starving, I guess. Well, I tried to force some. Did have Casper with me, so he's nutting up because this little cat's screaming or meowing to high heaven. And finally get the little doggone cat in there. Get parked at the thing, at the sale. Had to unload the camper, or unhook the camper, then take the sheep up there and get them unloaded. Went back. I got the little cat stuck it in the bathtub because I didn't know what to do with it, and closed the bathroom door because I want Casper to get it. And it's tiny. I weighed it almost 6 ounces. That's how little it is. Almost 6 ounces. So I tried to put some really wet dog food down its mouth, and I don't know if I ever got any in there or not, because it was fighting everything else. And I did get some clippers and clipped them little toenails because it was getting me. Let's see, did I miss anybody? Your memory's on paper too. You know how I feel. You know how I feel. If I don't write it down, guys, I don't remember nothing nowadays. But anyhow, uh, so it's a little girl kitten. And I finally got, I had to listen to it all night. Well, I went on to the sale, tried to feed it something. When the sale started, I went on in there and took Casper in with me to the sale. So we sat on the very first row. And he just entertained everybody because every time they'd put a new chicken or rabbit or whatever they were selling up there on the display thing for the bids, Casper would get up there and I had my feet propped up on the railing there. Well, he had to get up there and he was straining at his little harness trying to get up there to smell of them. So he was entertaining everybody. But we made it back to the camper and the little cat's still screaming. So finally I said, I got to do something because it was too light in there. So I had one of those flip top trash cans. You put the foot on, you put your foot on it and the lid comes up and you put the trash in. Well, I got it and set it in the bathtub and I put a couple of bath towels in there because I had the air conditioning on, but the little cat's cold. So tried putting it in my lap and it was just climbing. I guess because it was so hungry, it was trying its best to get away and I didn't want Casper to get it. So I put a bunch of hand towels that I had in the camper in that little trash can and put the little cat in there and put the top on. I closed it back up, but I put a broom straw off of the broom in there to make sure the lid didn't close all the way. Even though the doggone lid wouldn't have sealed it and not had any air, but I was just worried. You know how you do. So I had the little cat in there, and it finally shut up. When it did, I finally went to sleep, and I was so proud. Sometime about 6:30, that little sucker went to crying again. I said, oh, my God. So I got it out and tried to give it some more of that food, but it just was spitting it out faster than I could put it in there. So anyhow, but you know how that goes. Let's see. Wheat says she is watching on TV and can't seem to get her phone to connect up. So anyhow, she's just letting me know. Hey, Ed, there's Whistle Stop. Good to see you. Yeah, I've been checking out your tiny house that you're building out of the shed. It looks like it's going to be pretty nice. You might consider, just my idea, turning your faucet and sinking all around to where your plumbing will be right there toward the back side of your shed where you're going to put your washer and dryer on the outside there where you're going to build the lean-to type room off. Just my thoughts and make it easier than having to run a bunch of extra plumbing. I'm all for easy, guys. I'm all for easy. See, I don't think I missed anybody, guys. If I did, y'all let me know. I'm trying to keep up with them and jabber, and you know how it is. It's hard to chew gum and walk and talk and wiggle at the same time because I can't sit still. Y'all ought to know that by now. But anyway, so I was fighting with that little heathen, trying to get, and I don't have a clue how much food to give the thing, but I've been trying to get a tablespoon of feed down at about 3 or 4 times in a 24-hour period. I did read something about 1 to 2 tablespoons and 4 feedings. So, 3 to 4 feedings. So I don't know. And that's 3 or 4 hours apart. So I don't know if it meant I'm supposed to give them 2 tablespoons of food every 3 hours. But anyway, you can't squeeze that much into this little thing. And its belly is all swelled up. So it's getting it, definitely. So here I am, guys, just doing, trying to squeeze some food into the little fella. And she's finally got to where she's taking the nipple and not screaming around it. She's actually doing some sucking, and I'm doing a little bit of squeezing just barely to try to get some milk in there. Yeah, I'm giving it pet milk, like you buy at the pet store. So, or Tractor Supply is where I got it at. So it looks like she's going to survive. She's a survivor because she's darn sure loud enough when she wants to. But I tell you what, from the very first night after we got home, that little critter has slept all night. Of course, when I got home, I did put her in a little dog carrier um, for my Yorkies and put a heating pad underneath the padding that's in there. So I guess she finally got warm, and I get her something to eat at the last minute. There's Rhonda. There's Rhonda Dotson. How are you, Rhonda? Good to see you. But like I say, we're getting some food down her, so I guess she is gonna survive. She's gonna survive. It looks like she's gonna make it. She's tough now. She wants to go, go, go. I sat her down in the floor today, and I'm having to watch her super close. Now, Casper seems real concerned about her, and he's not attempted. He smelt of her and all. I think he's a little bit jealous of her because I can't throw the ball to him whenever she's in my lap because I'm trying to hold the bottle and hold her and keep from getting them little toenails going every which way and everything else, y'all. So you know how that goes. Yes, thank you, Jovita. I appreciate that. Y'all do give me that thumbs up. I don't know how many people gave it last week, but it didn't look like I got that many, and we had quite a few more people in here than I usually have. So please, please help me out with those thumbs up, guys. Trying to get more people in here to see what's going on the hillside here. I told y'all I got a new grandson. He is so cute, so doggone cute, guys. You just don't know. Havita posted my video. It's only like 3 or 4 minutes of a pineapple cake that I make. It is the simplest darn pineapple cake that you will ever make, and it's delicious. In fact, it's so good. I don't even put icing on it, and it's so moist it just falls apart in your mouth. So, guys, try it out and see how you like it. I'm going to attempt to make it and use strawberries, but I'm going to put the strawberries in the blender and blend them up good. And I'll let y'all know how that comes out. If it comes out good, I'll let y'all see. Jovita says the video is only 2 minutes and 45 seconds. I couldn't remember how much it was, doggone guys. But anyway, it's good. It's really good. In fact, if you watch the whole 2 minute, the 3 minute video, you'll see that I forgot to get in here and get the thing after I took it before everybody got started. And I come back and there was only one slice of cake left. So anyway, let's see. Yes, it is good. It is really good with coffee, guys. Really good. And like I say, if you wanted to make, some icing, you can always drizzle some cream icing on there, like what you put on donuts or something real simple, just a little bit of butter and a little bit of powdered sugar and a tiny bit of water or whatever, and mix that up good and drizzle it over it and make it, I guess, sweeter, but it is just delicious, guys. Oh, let's see. Yes, that's right, girl. That's right, Barb. She said that's her slice. I like that comment that you put on there too. But yeah, so we have been kicking it around here, trying to those little pigs. Hopefully, I put them down here with the goats, and I separated the goats because they kept butting the little baby sheep, and injured one little female, and she ended up dying on me. So I said, well, I'm going to separate them this year so they'll be used to the being in one paddock by themselves. Hopefully, when we start getting sheep early spring or early winter, I guess, January, February, whatever, that they'll we won't have that problem next year. So, guys, I am rocking White Rock Homestead's t-shirt tonight, guys. Good friends, if you're not watching them, y'all should go check them out. They are hilarious, a lot of fun. We've got another channel, guys, that I don't know if you guys have checked out, but their channel is We Took the Long Way Home, and they're not but about 25 miles up the road from me over in Alabama, because I'm right on the Alabama-Georgia line. So Anyway, if you've not checked them out, check them out too. We took the long way home, and they are hilarious and funny, and there's always something goofy going on there. They may be out in the middle of the night shooting guns or with a huge bonfire, or you just never know what they're going to be doing on that channel. So they're hilarious. Anyhow, got lots of dogs. So I'll be posting some videos of all the new critters, but I am hoping, guys, that those little sheep, the little piglets, will stay in that pasture, even though that little one was already out rooting out there by the fence line. He had done come through the fence because, you know, I got regular hog wire or cattle wire, whatever y'all want to call it. That's the big squares. So anyway, he had done wiggled his little way out, but the little red one's a little fatter and a little bit bigger, so I'm hoping she don't squeeze through there. But either way, they're going to stay around here, and if they do wander off, they'll come back. We figured that out, guys. Just hope they don't go back and visit the apartments because they don't appreciate it too much. But anyhow, that's the way it goes. Maybe since somebody tried to catch them down there, they'll be scared and won't go back down there. But it's been one of those things, guys. It has been one of those things going on this week. But got all the sheep separated, got rid of, just kept one male, the largest male that we had. He's got little freckles on his face, little dark spots on his face. So there's no telling what our little babies are going to turn out like. But I'm hoping that they will be all really cute, guys, really cute. One of the little boys was one that we handled and done a lot with, and he just let me pick him up and load him up right in the crate that I carried him over there in. But the other one was a mess. He fought like the dickens. And you're talking about sore. When I got home Saturday afternoon, Joey had gone to a huge equipment sale, and I got home and, of course, unloaded all my critters and put the rabbits out and got the pigs out and done all the things that I was going to do. Well, those little pigs are squealing, and Lightning was looking at them like, oh, my God, what is this you've drug home? The sheep were even scared to go in the barn, guys. But that didn't take Lightning long. I just gave him a handful of food a couple of times and backed up, and he just come right on in his stall. And so now he's all no problem. He's been around pigs before. He's been around full-size grown hogs before, real ones, you know, not these mini pigs or whatever you want to call them, half-breed, half-cuts is what my buddy called them, half-cuts. But anyhow, oh, and my buddy Tommy is out of the hospital, got out finally today, guys. So thank God for that. Oh, Jan's here. Hey, Jan, how are you, girl? Glad to see you in there. In here. Yep. Oh. Yeah, so we have been busy this week. Busy. Like I say, when Joey got here, I was trying to locate all of these darn rabbits because I got I got 3 on the backside, and I got 3, 4, 5 in the front. So I ended up with 8 rabbits. And like I say, I think all of them's boys but one. Supposed to have been 3 females, and then the others were, we don't know. So I may be wrong. I may have them sexed backwards. If I do, I got a lot of females and no males, but I know one of them got bred. So I know one for sure is a buck and one for sure is a female because I put them in. I had this one cage that was real long that had 3 different sections on it, but I had taken the section out because I had put in a whole gob of rabbits back years ago in there. And anyhow, so you know how I do, guys. So I put them in there, and boy, he hit it like, you know, crazy. So I said, well, that one's definitely a girl. It was labeled a girl, and it definitely was a girl. So I had to put petitions in there. So I got those 3 set up. And then I took one crate that was one of those small dog crates, took the tray out of the bottom and put little tiny squared wire on the bottom of it. And I got it up there, and then the other one was a cage that I already had and put it up there, but it didn't have a top for them, so I just put plastic on it for now. I don't think we're going to get any more rain, even though we did get rain 2 nights. It rained super hard, and me being on a hill, most of it ran off. You know how that goes, but any bit we got, we were sure proud of. See if I missed anything. I don't see anything. Hopefully, I didn't miss anybody. Like I say, if I did, y'all let me know. Bring it to my attention. Holler, woohoo! Put something in capital letters or something so I'll catch it. But anyway, like I say, it has been one of those weeks. But we're glad it's trying to settle down. Hopefully, like I say, hopefully those little piglets will get used to being here. That paddock is a little over half an acre paddock, and there is a section off the bottom of it that is pretty secure if I can get the little suckers to lead down there shaking a bucket of feed. I did get them to come around from up here. Joey had captured them up in the chicken pen. When he got home, he went out there to try to get them, and they ran in the chicken pen, so he just locked them in the chicken pen. So when I got there, I had to get them out of the chicken pen. So I let them with a bucket of feed down to the bottom paddock here. So hopefully they'll stay in there or pretty close there between there and the barn. You know how that goes. Yep, that's exactly the way I was. We didn't get any, we got lots of thunder, but we didn't get any long drug out rain. I was hoping we would get rain that would rain all night or all day, guys, but we didn't get it. We got hard rain that lasted, I'm going to say it lasted an hour maybe, and then there was a steady sprinkle that lasted probably maybe another hour after that. But that's all. And that was the second night. The first night we just got a down deluge that just was a downpour, and it didn't make it, but it lasted probably 30-40 minutes. But every drop helps, especially when I got to dig this hard ground, because also at the sale, guys, I bought me 2 more blueberry bushes. I don't know what kind they are. They didn't know what, distinguishing ones. They weren't they didn't have the breed or name blueberry ones they are. But anyway, they'll all go with the other blueberries I got. Maybe there'll be some that bloom a little earlier or a little later, So I've got to dig some holes for that, and I've still got to get the holes for my persimmon tree that I bought. And I've got 2 persimmons on it that are about big as a softball, or big as a baseball. So I'm real proud of them. They've already turned orange, so I'll probably be picking them in the next day or 2, because if I don't and the possums find them, they'll break my little tree before I get it planted. That's what they did with my peach tree this year. I had about 12 nice sized peaches on it, and they were still hard, so I hadn't picked them, and I should have went ahead and picked the darn things, because they got in and broke the top out of my little tree. I was so disgusted, guys. You know how it is. It just drives you nuts. It's fighting a general war around here between the wild animals and the other wild animals that I claim are pets. But we're going to try doing the meat thing, and that's why I got the rabbits, thinking, now I can do this, and I can even can them in jars, so we won't have to worry about meat, and I won't pack up the freezer like I usually do with stuff. That's one thing. Rabbit, squirrel, chicken, stuff like that, you can actually can in jars, and so that would help a lot. I could even cook it if I wanted to, and then pack the meat in the jars and seal it. You know how that goes. So anyway, guys, what is going on with y'all? Jerry Butler, if you're still in here, I am loving your videos. Trying to remember to comment on them. I always give the thumbs up before I even start watching them, because I know I'm going to enjoy them. Really hate that I did not get to go on that trip, but every time I tried to contact them, they said that the price was for double occupancy and that they did not have single rooms. So that's the way it goes. I'm talking about the Alaskan cruise, guys. It looks like they all had a phenomenal time that went. Let's see. Of course, if I'd done that, I wouldn't got to go to Pedals. And then some friends of mine that are thinking about getting into YouTube sent me a text and said, "We missed you at Pedals, but we were there and you got us in your video." And I said, I'll have to go back and look at the video because I don't remember seeing them. So have not had a chance to go back and look at the video yet. That's how busy we've been around here. Between going back and forth with yes, between going back and forth to the hospital and surgery for Tommy and the new baby and all of these critters, it has been a thing, guys. Also, I didn't have enough waters for the rabbit things and enough feeders for the rabbit things. So I had to bring out some heavy dog food bowls that they can't knock over and put water in them so they would have plenty of water. And thank God where I've got them at, the hose is right there so I can fill them up real easily. Of course, most of these rabbits seemed fairly tame. I was really surprised. Uh, let's see. How are your eyes doing? My eyes are doing really good. I'm proud of that. You know, this one that I was having trouble with. Uh, let's see. Yeah, I was saying, Havita did my little pedals tour. I didn't do any talking on it other than telling y'all we were at pedals, and the rest of it was just YouTube music, or it wasn't even YouTube music. It was Filmora music, which means I've got to find another editing company because can't keep paying the $20 a month to edit if I'm not making any money on it, guys. If I made enough to pay that a month, I would do okay, but I'm not even making that right now. So you know how that goes. So I'm thinking about checking out Canva. Have not done much with Canva, looked at it, but didn't go in. Several people told me that they used Canva. So we're going to check it out and see what it's all about. And I think I could also use Canva on my phone. I think from what I understand, I could have Canva. Let's see. I could have Canva on up to 3 different devices for the same price. So that would be really good because see, everything I video, I have to either put it straight through with my phone because, or I got to go through around the world to try to get anything, the sections that I video on my phone sent to Google. And then from Google, I have to put them, save them to my computer. And then from my computer, I have to save them to Filmora. So it's a trip to try to get anything off my phone. So, you know, and I hate darn doing it anyway. Oh, Jan saying she's going to DaVinci. I'll have to check that out. Is DaVinci very expensive? I don't know. Somebody was telling me that DaVinci was very advanced. I don't know. I don't know. You know, they say that Filmora is pretty advanced, but so far it's been pretty easy. I have a few little problems trying to get things done, but I was learning Filmora pretty decently until I figured out that I can't keep doing this. Yes, I've really enjoyed all the videos so far from the Alaska cruise, guys. So, is DaVinci cheaper than Filmora, or do you know, Jan? Oh, let's see. It's free, plus they have a paid version. Okay. Okay, I'll have to check that out. Have not looked into that. I will definitely check that out. If it's free's even better. You know. Let's see. $295 and a one-time fee. You don't pay again. That sounds great. Is that once a year or one time forever? You know. That would be way cheaper because the way I'm doing it now, I've spent it now for what, 2.5 years at $20 a month is a whole lot more than $280. Anyway, lifetime free updates from what I've heard. Wow, I'll check that out for sure. That would be wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So I will look that up sometime this week, hopefully. Get a break from all these critters trying to escape. Casper has got to where he goes out every night and barks and barks and barks. Well, the other night I was out there late and Casper was out in the front yard barking. And I figured it out. He is hearing coyotes way off over by the railroad tracks. and I guess it's vibrating across the creeks out there or something, and you can hear it here, but you just get it the high pitch every once in a while. So he's hearing that, and it's making him go out there and act a fool in the front yard, and me thinking something's going on. Thank God I got my fence up so the coyotes don't come get them. Of course, they could jump the little fence, but hopefully they won't. Hmm. It's shameful that there's no accessibility in a rented room. Yeah, I tell you what, I was in town today. Joey and I were in town. You know, we're constantly going, going, going. We had to pick Tommy up from the hospital. Well, rode by this motel, and they actually had a lift at their swimming pool for handicapped people, so that you could slide from your wheelchair onto the chair, and it would take you around and lower you into the pool. And I thought, well, that is a great idea. And you know, I was thinking your room was tiny compared to the one I had, and you guys should have had a bigger room because, you know, a lot of people have handicap equipment that they can't get in and out of. Like we used to take a friend of ours that was paralyzed from the neck or chest area here down. He could move one hand just a little bit, and the rest of his body was completely paralyzed. And he had his own lifts to go to the bath, you know, into the bathroom, to go actually to the bathroom with, and to get in and out of the shower and all that stuff. So you guys, the people that are handicapped, should have a bigger room for them to be able to get out and move around. And it should have better lighting also for them. So we need to send them folks a message and let them know. Maybe do a special video on what handicapped people would need, you know, because, you know, it's really sad that there's so many handicapped people in the world and you have crappy access for them. No, that's the way it is. Best part of the room was the shower. I could walk in, but the water pressure was horrible, and the room was very tight. Yes, it was tiny. I thought the room was super tiny, and the room I was in, you know, had 2 queen size beds. It was twice, 3 times the size of the one that you guys had. So that didn't make any sense to me. And the bathroom was probably the same size, except for the doorway going into where the actual shower and potty were was probably not as wide. I'm not sure. Mm. Yeah, Des, poor thing, had to sleep in a chair, guys, and it was not a reclining chair. Just because the doggone bed was so high, it was up on a metal pedestal, metal frame or whatever. That was about 18 to 20 inches maybe high off the ground. And then it had the thick mattresses, you know, the real thick mattresses and box springs, which left it up to about my waist standing next to the bed. Well, she's shorter than I am already. And then being handicapped too, that makes it hard for you to scoot your butt up and get up that high on a bed. So Des just had a heck of a time there in her motel. I told her we just got to get her a cot and take it off that bed out of the way. But the way they had them set up, I don't even know if you could have slid the bed. But anyhow, it was a mess. Uh, Bed was uncomfy and the blood rushed to your head. Yep, yep, yep. I understand that. But other than that, guys, and then on top of that, Pedals has got that huge gravel out there everywhere, you know, to keep down dirt. Well, they don't have any sidewalks, so when Des goes to the thing, she can't go actually to the event because her wheelchair won't roll through that gravel. And, you know, hers is not an electric wheelchair and it doesn't have great big wheels. It's just a normal wheelchair. So she can't actually go to the event because the rocks, it would be like, you know, pulling teeth to try to get her across all those rocks. So she goes, all she can do is hang out at the motel or just put around town and all while everybody else is out at Pedals. So makes it kind of unfortunate for her, guys. Good for you, Des. Good for you. But anyhow, that's just, my opinion, and my opinions are like everybody's got one, but that was mine, guys. That was mine. Hey, Reverend Joe, how are you? Good to see you in here. Is it getting cold there at night, Reverend Joe? Because it's getting down in the 60s here at night, so sleeping has been better. Thank God for that, because I try not to run my air real low. In fact, I keep it on 78 if possible all the time. Because we're outside so much. If we had it on 70, we'd freeze to death when we did come in soaking wet from sweat. Uh, let's see. So saving for Brazos State Park YouTube gathering in next April. Yep. If Jan is still in here, Jan, I did not call yet about the campground that you guys have picked out for yours, because I may have something else going on that same week. I'm kind of waiting to see. So if I don't find anything, and if I don't drive and pull my camper, it's a lot shorter to there than it is over there to Texas where we were at. It's about 8.5 hours as opposed to 12 and a half, 13 hours. So Jan says she's listening. Okay, good for you. I didn't know if you were still there. But I'm keeping it in mind. I've got it on the calendar. So we're going to see. I'm trying to see what's going on. Like I said, we have something else that's coming up that month, and just want to make sure that they're not going to coincide, because I've already paid for that trip. Well, I've already given the money for that trip. Let's put it that way. It's not a set thing, but it's one of those, when you pay for it, you don't want to lose your money. You know how that goes, especially when you paid in advance. Des says she's got to see if she can find a driver. I know how that goes. Could be teaching that girl of yours how to drive between now and then, because a lot of yours would be highway, and once she gets on the interstate, it's not so bad. Maybe you could drive in the town parts, I've never been to the Brazos River, I don't guess, there in Texas, but I am hoping that the state park there will be nice. And I'm hoping that I can stay in a motel, or maybe talk somebody into splitting the cabin or whatever it is they have. But now I'm one of them people that gets up and goes to potty in the middle of the night, so I got to have a bathroom. So if I have to rent a motel and just drive over and enjoy it, that'll be all right, because, I'm not a big drinker anyway, so I know how to just not drink or not do anything, if I'm going to be out driving, guys. Don't like to be out late at night either, so I guess I'm just an old busybody that done rolled up. My time's done rolled up and went. Didn't used to bother me at night. In fact, used to, when I went somewhere, I'd like to leave at night because there wouldn't be as much traffic on the road. But, once you had all this and you're getting all these glares and the whatever, that's a problem. Dad says she's not going to teach her daughter to drive. 3 hours and 12 minutes from Jovita. All right, well. When I went to Texas before, I went down and went up through Louisiana. I don't know if that's how you guys would go or not, but that's the way I went before. And it was pretty easy. And probably I did about that this time, except for I did 65, Interstate 85, then 65, and then all the others. There's a bug somewhere. Is it here at my house? Ah! Ah, y'all, I seen it on the thing. What is it? Where'd it go? Joey, it's one of those great big things from outside. Those pine beetles. Whew, I don't see it. I don't know where it went. It was crawling behind me and give me the creepies. One of them big old bugs. The ones that chase you. Oh, well, guys. Ah! Was that it again? Excuse me, y'all. I'll be right back. Dang it. I thought I seen a shadow. Scare me to death. There it is. There it is on the floor. Somewhere. There it is on there. There! See it? See it? There it goes. Dang it, scared me to death. Joey, you know how I hate them. Dang it, don't laugh. I'll be back, guys. I'm back. I'm back. That gives them darn things give me the creeps. If you ever try sling at one, guys, it's them big old rotor. I say they're big. They're about 1.5 or 2 inches long. Huge, huge. Really, really. These huge, huge bugs that come, they're like a roach. To me, they look like a roach, but they're not like a water bug roach. They're just, they say they're pine roaches or pine beetles, pine bugs, something. But anyway, them things will chase you. And it scares me to death, guys. It scares me. I can't stand it. I'd rather have a rat run across me than I have one of them bugs. They just freak me out. If I were to get on me in the road and I was driving, I'd probably kill somebody or myself one. Oh, Lord. My heart's beating like crazy. Anyway, yeah, I'd much rather have a rat or a snake than I had one of them bugs. They just freak me out because I've had them chase me before. And I mean, they fly. You know, these things have big wings and they will fly at you too. And my old bedroom had this old-timey wallpaper on it that had like little bumps in it. I don't know what you call it. It was textured. It had like little, it was like running your hand across. It was like little bumps. I would be sound asleep. And one of those suckers would get in there. I could hear it crawling on the darn wall. When Joey and I first got together, he was in there sound asleep. Well, we were both in there sound asleep. And all of a sudden, I'm up screaming, "Where is it? I see it. I hear it. I hear it." And he says, "You're crazy. You didn't hear nothing." Sure enough, I finally found it. It was in there. Anyway, guys, anyway, let me get me something dry. Now y'all know. Freak me out. Freak me out, guys. Well, anyway. Yeah, but let's try to get calmed down. Let's try to get calmed down, guys. So, but my day has been very long. I was going to try to show y'all. My granddaughter says, don't be posting pictures of the baby on your YouTube channel. So I'm not going to post any pictures. But I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to show y'all the picture if I can find it. Going to show y'all some pictures. So excited. So excited. Let's see. Where are they? I can find one where he hasn't got the pacifier in his mouth. Oh, well. Just got the one with the pacifier in his mouth. But there the little sucker is. He is cute as he can be. So cute, guys. Just love it. Just love it. Can't wait till I can get over there and hug him and kiss him and hang on to him. Of course, you know, you're not supposed to kiss on babies anymore because they end up getting all kinds of, you know, there's RSV and everything else that's going on that you didn't know about. Yep. But this little grand youngin is, he's so cute. And Haley's Monk, whatever. We called him Monk or whatever forever, but his name is Alex. Alex went back to work today. And she says that she's going to be going back. You know, she cleans houses. She has several houses that she cleans. And she says she's going to be trying to go back pretty soon. And so I'll get a chance to babysit. so excited. Was not that excited about babysitting all of the grandkids, but I guess the great grandkids, this is special. So anyway, looking forward to those days. Not all the time, guys, but being able to one day a week, a couple of days a week, that's not so bad. Anyway, uh, I understand that, Des. I really do. Has your daughter been down and visited you? I know you're expecting another one now, aren't you? Or maybe done got it. Let's see. Yep, but anyway, the little feller, she says he sleeps really good at night, and that's the main thing. That is the main thing. He sleeps good. She says he's a real good baby. I'm sure he is getting super spoiled right now. So, but Haley has toted around a baby doll from the time she was old enough to hold on to one. And in fact, we used to keep them. They had this doll, we called it Crybaby. And Tanya was little. No, Madison was little. And Crybaby should have Crybaby in the bed with her. Well, if you bumped Crybaby just right, she'd start crying. And Joey would be over there bumping me and going, honey, she's crying. I said, that's the doll. That's Crybaby. No, that's Madison. I said, no, that's the baby. I had heard that during Crybaby doll so much I could tell which one was Madison and which one was the doll. So anyway, that's just the way it goes. But Haley drug around a regular baby car seat with that doll in it forever, guys. And it was so funny. And other dolls along the way. And then, she worked in the nursery at the daycare and at the Baptist daycare for quite a while and loved it. They just couldn't keep help in there. And so she couldn't handle all the children right by herself. And she just said, she just couldn't do it. The stress was too much. But she really loved dealing with the smaller babies instead of the 2-year-olds, that would have fight and bite and kick and mess their pants. You know how that goes. Oh, and they had several children in there that had not only problems, but parents had allowed them to get away with so much, the kicking and the biting and the screaming and pitching fits and throwing themselves down the floor. You know how that goes. That made it hard, especially with one person trying to handle, that many children. And even if the lady that was in charge of the daycare come in and tried to help, she was always having to go out and answer phones and this and that and the other, that it just got to be more than Haley could handle. But it's something that she's always like, yep, those terrible twos, exactly. Madison, when Tanya was small, she pitched that fit with me one time, and I had done worked overtime, and I was so tired. In fact, I had worked 16 hours. Had to go to the grocery store afterwards. We didn't have any milk in the house, and she was still into that milk stage. Had to have not a bottle, but a thing of milk every night before she went to bed. So right in the middle of Walmart, she throwed herself down on the floor wanting something. I couldn't even tell you what it was she wanted now, but it was the wrong time to pitch that fit, guys. I snatched her up, busted her little tail, pushed her back down the floor, and I said, here, you got something to cry about now, and walked off and left her. And she screamed and looked around, and I wasn't there, and she jumped up, didn't make another sound. She never pitched another fit like that again. Now, I'm not saying that was the best way to handle it, but it worked for me. Can't do that anymore. You'd go to jail for that. But back then, that was 46 years ago, or 45 years ago now, I guess. Anyway, but guys, we've been on here about 54 minutes. So before we get out of here, don't forget to leave me that thumbs up, guys. And also, you guys, there's so much going on in this world. We had a wreck over here on Highway 29, not far from where I am now. And doggone if 2 of the people in the car got out and ran. They were illegals. So, we just don't know what's going on in this world. So let's try not to let our tempers overload us and try to be nice to people, because we don't know what they're going through. And life is just so different now than what it was back when we were coming up, the way we were raised, a lot of us, especially us older ones. But so we, just say, Jesus, hold my hand, keep my mouth shut for me, and and let me do better than I want to do. So, guys, we're not going to stay on here too much longer because I don't want to keep y'all too late. But I'm thinking that this is a good time. If it's a good time for all of y'all, let me know, and we will stick to this time. It's better for most everybody that I have talked to. Hopefully, it's better for Hardita. I know that she's has to get up really, really, really early in the morning, and the later she's up, the later she's has to get into the bed, guys. So she says it's a great time for her, guys. So unless you guys have a problem, we're going to stick with this time. I think it would be better for everyone. And oh, you're fine, Tamara. Don't worry about it. When we were talking about it, I told Jerry, I says, I had somebody ask me, and he said, well, who was it? And I said, well, it was Tamara. And he said, well, she's on my live. And I said, well, I got to thinking about it. And I said, I bet when she said 7 o'clock, she meant 7 o'clock her time, which would have been 8 o'clock my time. Dang that. I didn't even think about the time changes. You just don't think about stuff like that. I don't think about stuff like that. So anyway, I think this is a good time, and hopefully we won't be kicking too many folks off. No matter what time you pick, there's going to be somebody out there that's doing a live. So hopefully I'm not interfering with anybody that's, good friends with me and whatever. David gets off at 7, gets home around 7:30, still leaves time for the man. Well, that's good then. That's exactly right, because we got to pacify them if nothing else. So, guys, we're going to get out of here. I appreciate all of y'all. Love y'all. And, my YouTube channel wouldn't be nothing if it weren't for guys like you. So, y'all leave me that thumbs up. Try to make a comment. We're going to see what we can do. Try to get a little more stuff out there. And we will holler at y'all later. I'll be bringing y'all some videos of the new critters on the farm. So, y'all, we'll see y'all next week. Same time, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Love y'all, and we will see y'all next week if I can figure out how to get off of this thing now. All right.